Hello everybody, hello, welcome in, welcome back, welcome to my channel. I am Lisa and this is North Star Energy Healing. Welcome to 2025. We are in it, we have a new year upon us and so many things that we can change for the better. The front picture on this video is a shirt that I was drawn to wear that says peace, and I believe it's like a field of poppies or some sort of orange flower. Pretty sure it is that, which I love because it reminds me of the Wizard of Oz. And I have my bell on that my husband gave me. You can see that in the picture as well, because I wear this usually throughout the holidays. He gave it to me for Christmas last year, and I love it, and I like the sound of bells. I don't know why, I just do. I have this bracelet often makes noises when it hits against the others, but I also chose what I was wearing for bracelets. This one that makes the noises, and my friend Jody that I've known for over 40 years gave me this beautiful silver bracelet. I don't know what the stone is. It's like a grayish purple stone. I need to look it up. But it has two hearts hang off it, and I've been wearing it every day since she gave it to me. This is blue for the throat chakra. This is lapis lazuli, and this is unakite, which is a healing stone. So I choose what I put on my body very carefully because our body picks things up. And there was a movie. I don't know if you know who Marlee Maitland is, but she is a deaf actress. I think her first movie was Children of a Lesser God, I think was the one with William Hurt. But she also did a movie, and I can't remember the name of it, I apologize, where I don't remember the whole thing about the movie, but I remember she wrote on her body different words. Love, peace, beauty, etc., etc. And I am also into writing that on my water bottles. If I have water bottles that are the ones that are throwaway, not glass. I mean, this one I have the Metatron symbol. But it's really important. I don't know why Spirit is drawing me to say all this. I had no plans of saying any of this, but I trust my guides. So be really careful about the words you wear on your clothing. The t-shirts you put on, whatever the sayings are, be mindful of what you're wearing because you're wearing that energy, okay? Words are powerful. Some say that's why they call it spelling. So be very mindful of that. If you do use plastic water bottles, I would encourage you to write words with a Sharpie like peace, joy, love, happiness, whatever, float your boat for positive energy words. I would definitely encourage that. I bought these stickers from Amazon, and they're I don't know what they're made of actually, but and I put them on different things. I have it on that. I can't remember where else I used them, but anyhow, so let me focus here, Spirit. There were so many things coming in as I was getting ready and thinking about doing a video. There were so many things coming in. I wrote down a couple of notes, but first and foremost is this new year can be whatever we want it to be, right? So we need to just be really mindful of that. Now they're telling me to light these candles. So sorry for my arm going in front of the... If you didn't watch my video, these are candles my daughter and granddaughter gave me for Christmas. Whoops, wow. That is so weird. So I tried to light the amethyst candle and it didn't quite light. And when I took the lighter away, poof, it lit. That's weird. But that is the peace and calm, okay? So, do you believe in synchronicity? That is peace and calm. And the flame wouldn't light at first. I took the lighter away, and then it just made kind of a poofing sound and lit. Rose quartz is love and kindness. Citrine is uplifting and invigorating, right? And so, let's keep all of these things in mind as we're going into the year of 2025. This morning I watched Amanda Ellis. She's the one who I get my sprays from. This is King Arthur, and I'm being beckoned to bring his energy into this reading. Thank you. Oh my gosh, it smells, the King Arthur spray smells really earthy, really earthy. And then the other Merlin spray, my older one, the Connection and Mentorship Ascended Master Spray. So King Arthur and Merlin together, that is quite a combo. So thank you, Spirit. Thank you, guides. Thank you, all this energy that is here. I hope you were able to watch my dragon message. Well, it's not my message. Remember, it's the message I'm channeling for. In that case, it was the dragons. They wanted to get in another message before the end of the year. Okay, Spirit, what are we talking about? All right, so in 2025, in the USA, we want to be mindful about the upcoming, it's not a coronation. Oh my gosh, I know the word, but it's because I'm in channeling mode and I have all these energies around. The inauguration, thank you, coming up with incoming President Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance, bringing the energies with them of RFK Jr. and what he wants to do for healthcare and food in our country. And also the energy of Elon Musk, who is a very forward-thinking person. Now, whatever you think about these people, you need to remember that this is what we have for now. This is who we have for now. Fighting against something is not going to get us anywhere. So we need to figure out how to work with these incoming energies and how to stay positive and upbeat about it. Okay, I always say that there's no use crying over spilled milk. It's done. The election is done. What's done is done. So whatever your opinion about the Trump Vance elected ticket, sorry, gosh, there's so much trying to come in. I'm having a hard time even talking. What we need to do and what we should always do is find the positive things in any negative situation, if you view it as negative. I'm not saying that I do, but I also have to be careful. I'm on YouTube. I don't want my videos taken down. So however you view this, you need to find the positive, the most positive that you can. Remain in peace, calm, love, kindness, and have uplifting thoughts and feelings. Okay, US? All right. We are in a number 9 year, and a year that's linked into Mars energy, which Mars is the god of war. There are a lot of wars going on. There's a lot of talk of wars. There's talks of, World War III and all kinds of stuff. Don't focus on that. Whatever we focus on as a collective, we will bring it to light. We will bring it to fruition. So please remember not to get caught up in what the media wants you to think about, okay? Remain in peace, okay? Look toward peace, okay? Love and peace, okay? That's what we want to look toward. We also, there's already talks and information coming around about another pandemic situation. What did we learn the last time? Do not get gripped by fear, because then we will make bad choices, okay? So if there is another pandemic situation that comes up, stand in your truth and light, okay? Stand in your truth and light if this comes about, all right? Be strong, okay? Listen to your gut and your guides, all right? Whether you do or don't VAX is a personal decision for everyone, okay? Don't get into the judgment energy, whatever somebody chooses, okay? Love and light, stay in it. That reminded me of For some reason, that reminded me of Pulp Fiction, Samuel L. Jackson, when he said, English, blankety blank, do you speak it? So we need to love and light. We need to stay in it. It's giving me the rhythm of how he said that. Spirit is giving me the rhythm of that. It's like your gut instinct, blankety blank. Do you listen? Sorry, it's making me laugh because they're giving me that way of saying that and delivering that. Okay. So this is kind of, there's so much coming in that it's really hard for me to stay focused. So I apologize. But I hope you're all doing well and ready for this bumpy ride of a new year. Hang on, okay? Stay in the energy of love and light. Be strong. Stand in your truth. Remember, the leadership has already been chosen. Fighting against it is not the answer, okay? The answer is seeing whatever positive and good you can glean from this, all right? Everybody has light and dark in them. Everybody has masculine and feminine in them. Please remember that, okay? Now, we need to be clearing out the energies of 2024. We are moving on to 2025. We need to clear out those energies. And I have a couple of spreads. But first, I'm going to show you. This was a birthday gift, a beautiful birthday gift that I received from my friend Wendy. The Complete Tarot and Oracle Journal. Because she knows that this is how I keep track of my readings. This is all the readings I do. I put the date. I put what I'm reading on. Sometimes I put what the cards are. And she knows that I have that. Now, we are very connected, she and I, because I had already had it in my mind that I wanted to get a better, more permanent way of keeping track. And I love journals. I have so many journals. When I die, my kids are going to be reading journals for days. But anyway, so in this book, it's such a beautiful book. So it has where you put your name and then the date that you started. It has an introduction. It tells you how to use it. Sorry, I skipped ahead. It tells you how to use the notes section, and it gives you some ideas about spreads. It tells you how the best way to pick a tarot or oracle deck, how you connect with it. Now, I've talked about this. Card of the day. It has 90 spots where you can pick a card of the day. And then you can write in your notes. I love that. It also has 2 ribbon markers, which I also love. So you can leave 1 ribbon marker there, and then you can leave one in the next part. Okay. Then it has card spreads, and there are over 30 different card spreads. As I was looking through this, I was guided to 2 spreads that that Spirit wants me to use for a message today. One is Reset, and that's 4 cards. The other one is New Beginnings, and that's 5 cards, okay? But you see it has all kinds. Look, 41, the Journey, 43, a Celtic, and then my spreads. This is where I will keep track. Oh no, wait, hold on. So these would be, it could be me, or it could be if I'm doing an individual reading for somebody, I can keep notes on that reading. Let me just tell you that, here you can see the 2 ribbon markers. When I am doing readings, I still learn many things about the cards. Sometimes when cards are paired up with certain cards on either side or what have you, a new meaning comes out about the card. Not the basic meaning. The basic meanings will stay the same. But you learn new and different things, about different cards as you are reading tarot. So then this is where I will keep track probably of my readings that I post on YouTube. So it says the date, the time, location, where was the moon, during this reading. What's the reading for? What spread did I use? What decks did I use? What was the question or topic, if there was one? What were the keywords of the overall message? So this is probably like when I pull the oracle card at the beginning, and then what's my interpretation of that, or spirit, what did spirit give me about that? And then a whole nother page, and then post-reading reflections, if I wanted to do something like that. And then throughout that, there are a lot of pages of that. And then every now and then, there are a couple of pages stuck in for personal reflections. So how have my readings helped me so far? What practices work the best for me? What can I keep improving on? What's the next step in my reading journey? I just absolutely love this beautiful book. And it has, look at the clasps. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. I just love it. So, anyhow, what we're going to do, those two readings, the reset and the new beginnings, that is what we're going to do. That's what I'm going to do. Let me see. So new beginnings is a 25. How appropriate. I didn't even look at the numbers of the, let me see what the other one was. The reset is 22. I love it. And the new beginning is 25. I love it. Thank you, Spirit. You're so great to me. So good to me. All right, so let me pause the camera, put this stuff away, and then get ready to do these spreads. Just hold on 1 minute. I'll be right back. Okay, so the first one is the reset. Okay, this is 4 cards. Going to use the Wisdom of Avalon Oracle deck. Okay, for that, that's what I was guided, probably because I use the King Arthur and Merlin sprays. They just love this Avalon deck and the Red Dragon deck. But let's start with this. This is reset. Okay, what do we need to let go of from 2024? Excuse me, personally, as a collective, or however. Remember, this is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave the rest, okay? Take what resonates and leave the rest. Okay. 2, 6. Is that right? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 1, 25 equals 11. So today, numerically, 1, 1, 25 is an 11 day. And funny, it's 1, 1, 11. I love this. I love numbers and their meanings. 11 is a master number. It's a beautiful number. It's a wonderful number. It is the number of my wedding anniversary, 11, 11, 11. So this is a beautiful day to do the things that you, how do you want 2025 to look for you, right? How do you want it to look? This, where, oh, wow, okay. I wonder, that card was in the deck upside down. You know, I don't think there are any coincidences. Okay, Spirit, what? It is the frog. Okay, I'll turn it. It's upside, it's reversed, but okay, I'll leave it there to remember. Okay. Let go of this. Okay, that's the card for let go. For letting go. Okay. Focus on this. All right, let's see what, oh, that's so strange. I haven't even pulled that frog card lately. That I don't even know if I've ever pulled it. So how it got in there upside down, I do not know. But I don't question my guides. Don't question Spirit. It's just, of course I think about it, right? What do we need to focus on for 2025? This reset, okay? This is regarding reset for the collective. What do we need to focus on? What do we need to focus on? Whew, it's hot. We have the wood stove going and it's rainy out, so it's not super cold out. But when it's rainy, it just feels damp, so I like the wood stove going, but it is hot. I have a heater back here. I'm turning it off because I just overcome with. I also would encourage you to watch Amanda Ellis's video on 2025 predictions. It's quite long, but ooh, the water fairy. So we're going to focus on, let go, focus on this. And what is the obstacle? What is the obstacle that we could be facing when we're trying to have a reset? What is the obstacle, Spirit? The goblin. I'm sorry, I'm laughing just because I think that's, oh my gosh, goblins. We just watched, we watched all of the Harry Potters. We did a marathon and watched 2 movies a day for several days. And then last night we watched, we started with the Lord of the Rings movies. I think it's a trilogy. I don't remember. I don't know. They do so many friggin' spin-offs and everything else. But yeah, goblins were... Not goblins, but trolls. Were there goblins in that? I can't remember. Trolls and... Oh, jeepers creepers, Lisa. Joy! Okay. So, joy is... Consider this is joy. Oh, my goodness. Okay, let me just get the book for the Wisdom of Avalon. All right, so... Letting go of this, we have the frog reversed. That is a number 14. Oh my gosh. I picked up the book and opened the page directly to this. How weird. Well, no, it isn't weird. Okay, does this tell me? So it doesn't tell me in here. Okay, so... Letting go of this. It's cleaning house, releasing emotional baggage. So it was reversed. So I would say letting go of always having to have things in order. Let me just see the meaning. It doesn't tell me the reverse. So the frog says it's time to release all things no longer appropriate to bring on your journey. Then you can hop to the next lily pad, light and free. But it was reversed. So now Spirit is saying, because we want you to bring the lessons with you. We don't want you to let everything go. We want you to release what doesn't serve you, but you do need to bring certain things into 2025 so you don't forget the lesson and have to do it again. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. Time to clean house and get rid of the clutter in your environment, your head and your heart. And as I said, Spirit is saying, stop wasting time. Like, people worry about, oh, somebody's coming over, I've got to clean and do the dishes, and this has to look perfect. They're saying that it's time to focus on the inner you, not the outer you. Leave that. Leave it, okay? Get rid of anything that clutters your life or your space with unwanted, burdensome energy or anything that weighs heavily on your heart. We would want to do that. Yeah, we would want to do that. But really what I'm hearing overall is stop focusing on the outward appearance of things. Let that go, release that, and focus more on your inner self, right? And you need to bring the lessons with you. Okay, 14 is a 5, which is change. You do need to bring the lessons with you. They don't want you to leave everything because then you have to do the lesson again. Nobody wants that. All right. Focus on, and we have the water fairy, which is number 28, which is 10. Okay, the water fairy. This is what we need to focus on. What is the message? What a beautiful card. Feelings and emotions. What did we just say? Thank you. Oh my gosh, I have goosebumps all over. So the inner self is what they want us to focus on. This is the message, right? When the water fairy swims up to you with her liquid magic, she reminds you that emotions and feelings may be running the show. She asks you to consider how you really feel about things and why. She also reminds you that you are not your feelings. You are the one experiencing them, right? Remember that as water flows, emotions change. The water fairy also tells you that it's time to lose your rigidity. We just said With the cleaning house thing, oh, Spirit, I'm so blessed and lucky to have my guides, I'm telling you. Be fluid and willing at times to compromise and allow change to happen. We also discuss this as far as the U.S. politics, right? Knowing that, okay, fighting against something is not going to work. We need to flow, okay? All right. If you're happy right now, enjoy. For the water fairy swirls her love around you. If things are making you sad, she comes to wash away your tears. The water fairy knows the power of emotions. So when she appears, be mindful of them and how they affect you. Feelings are the fuel for manifesting. Yes, that's why we have the message of being positive. That's why we had that message. Because what is it? Where focus goes and energy flow. Oh gosh, of course I can't remember that right now. Where energy flows. Okay. The feelings are the fuel for manifest. So the universe knows feelings, right? It knows how we feel. When you feel good, you say, oh, I want more of this. More of this, please. Bring me more of this, right? This also goes to the Florence Scovel Shinn mantras that I talked about quite a while back when I read her book. All right. Remember, I'm reading the same thing. Allow your feelings to pass through and focus on the positive. Another reminder of what we said in the beginning about staying positive, staying in the light, staying in your truth, staying positive. Thank you, Spirit. The water fairy longs to smile at you in your reflection. Okay. Amazing. Fantastic. I love this. 28 is also a 10, which is completion of one cycle and the beginning of another. Being positive, making an affirmation that in 2025, you will see things through loving eyes. You will be more positive, right? I think the dragons may have brought that through, although I can't fully remember that message. The goblin is 31, and that is a 4, so stability or stagnation. The wounded human ego. Yeah, we can get into our egos over elections, over things going on in the government, over Facebook, over all kinds of things, right? So this is our obstacle, right? Our obstacle. Our ego is our obstacle. Our ego is our obstacle. When the goblin appears on your path, your plans are or about to go awry. The goblin wants to lead you astray and whispers the negative spell of fear. Remember, we talked about not being in fear. Anger, resentment, self-righteousness, arrogance, selfishness, greed, gluttony, procrastination, and addiction. When the goblin appears, it's time to stop what you're doing and check your motives, right? Get out of your ego. Stay in love, okay? Now is the time for self-evaluation and taking inventory before you take another step. The goblin represents the wounded ego and its influence. Dark, repressed areas of the psyche get triggered. Okay, so it's just, once again, Spirit bringing us back to not being in fear or arrogance, having a more unified outlook on the human race, on the world, on everything. I thought it was really interesting that on the New Year's Eve thing that I was watching, some person named Mickey so-and-so sang the song Imagine by John Lennon. That song is about a world without borders, without countries, without, it's basically a unity consciousness song, right? And then we have the incoming Prez who wants to put up the wall, put up the borders, and so that is a big contrast, right? So how do we keep ourselves safe while still having unity and love for all of fellow man? This is a contrast, and this is something that we as humans here on Earth School need to work out, because I believe somewhat in both of those concepts. Please don't berate me for saying that, but I didn't used to believe that we should have, the border secure and all that. But the things that I observed over the past couple of years have made me rethink that. Of course, I would love it. We can have a world without borders if we all lived a life of light, love, peace, joy, not wanting to harm others and not being greedy. But right now, the human race is nowhere near that. We're nowhere near that kind of consciousness. We need to keep working. All right, so consider this as an answer. Joy, 37, another 10. Joy. Beautiful card. It looks like I actually don't know when I first looked at it, I said, is that a bucket? Oh my gosh, what's wrong with me? It has a sun shape on it. For some reason, my eyes aren't this right here. I thought it was a bucket. It has a sun on it, but then it looks like it could be just a rock, right? Could be a rock. I don't know. Stop perseverating, Lisa, and move on. I do notice, though, that these numbers are in progression. 14 times 2 is 28. Then we have 31, then we have 37. Right? So 14, 28, 31, 37. Progression. All right? I love that. So, joy. This is, I'm having a super deja vu right this minute. Like maybe I dreamed about this last night. Could that be? Could be, right? This is considering this as a resolution, considering this as a solution. This marks a time for celebration, for this portends the joyous completion of a project, the attainment of a goal, or the end of a long and arduous journey. And remember, this is reset. This is letting go of 2024, right? When you're thirsty, this marker promises that you'll find a well. When you're cold, a blanket. When you're hungry, nourishment. Joy also has another aspect, for not only does it celebrate receiving blessings from the fruits of actual labor, but it's also about sharing of it. Joy celebrates itself. Its very essence radiates beauty and well-being. Like the spring sun breaking through after a long and gloomy winter, joy reminds us to be grateful for all the gifts of life. Joy bestows the blessings of happiness. You truly have reason to smile when this marker appears on your path. So we have the letting go of being too rigid, the house cleaning, that everything needs to be in its place, right? Moving on to the water fairy, which is a number 10. This is completion of a cycle, completing, letting go of all of that frog energy. Keeping our lessons with us while we're moving on, right? Then we have that goblin coming in with fear, right? And anxiety and all those feelings. And then we're conquering this with joy, another 10, completing that, okay? So resetting, letting go of rigidity, but holding on to the lessons. The water fairy, knowing that our feelings and emotions are important, right? That the universe feels how we feel. So raising our frequency and vibration is what we want to focus on. This is what we want to focus on. The feelings, okay? And then the obstacle is that goblin. The fear-mongering that goes on in social media, on TV, on the news, on everywhere, that we need to dispel with joy, right? We need to get rid of the fear by being in joy. I love this reading. This has really been an awesome way to get across to us about resetting for 2025. How did I get those to stand up before? I don't know. That's weird. All right, so let's keep that in mind, okay? Don't sweat the small stuff. Okay, any final Any final message? Spirit says, go ahead and take your animal oracle. They know that I like to end every reading with an animal oracle, even though it's not part of that spread. So reset, guys. Reset. Feelings and emotions are what we want to focus on. We also want to focus on joy, not fear. Okay? Remember that Spirit is telling you this. If and when we do get into another pandemic lockdown situation, do not panic. Do not panic. Come back and listen to this video. Okay? Do not panic. Stay in joy. Stay in positivity. Okay. 2 cards. Moose, wisdom. How appropriate. Come on, camera, focus so I can read it. All right. I'll have to read it and then put it up. Let your head and mind reach to the stars, yet keep your feet grounded on earth. Listen to the ancient wisdom in your soul. The ancestors speak through you. You know much. You know how to do this, guys. We all have the light in us. We all have the joy in us. We just need to remember it. Remember to bring it to the forefront. Fox, clever. Why is the camera not? There we go. You are swift and smart. Solutions to problems are easily found. Always listen to your instincts. Resources surround you. And be open to romance always stumps me on this, but I guess, romance doesn't have to be love, like a love partner. You can have romantic feelings about the world, your town, your home, your yard. It can be you can get romantic feelings that don't have to lead to, a date, I guess. So you know much. Listen to your instincts. Stay grounded, okay? Listen to the ancient wisdom in your soul when it comes to this reset, okay, guys? So call on Moose, call on Fox, call on Joy, call on the Water Fairy. Let's reset for 2025. Let's reset and let's go out there and make it a great year. All right, now I'm going to pause just for a moment because then we're going to do the new beginnings spread. So this is a kind of a longer January 1st, new year, how to start off, because I myself would like to call in more time to do this, more time to be with you guys, more time to use my gifts, more time to be with my guides. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, guys, thank you for sticking with me. All right, so I thought they were going to have me choose a different deck, but they want me to stick with the Avalon deck. So I've shuffled in all the cards. I've shuffled the deck a few times just to be sure. So this spread is the new beginnings spread. So remember that the reset spread was 22 energy. Remember that 1/1/2025 is an 11 day, which is half of 22, 11 and 22. I feel like that's really important. So the new beginning spread is number 25. It's number 25 in the book if you weren't here in the beginning. Hopefully you were. But they guided me to the names of those spreads and I didn't know what number. I thought of looking back at it after. So I think this is important. New beginnings. The spread is number 25. So these are a little bit different order. So the first card is what to focus on, okay? So we're going to see, oh my God, okay, this flew out immediately. The goblin, we need to focus on that. We will get the message focusing on probably letting go of that. Wow. Okay, and then what do we need to... What do we need to let go of? What do we need to let go of? So new beginnings, focusing on, I don't know how Spirit is going to have me read that, because the goblin is the wounded human ego. Okay, well that makes a little bit more sense. So know that we are not perfect beings. Thank you, Spirit. Know that our egos have been wounded in our lives, in our lifetimes. So we are going to let go of, okay, the Lady of the Lake, what we're going to let go of. And what are we going to embrace? Don't worry, Spirit, the Deer. Oh my God, one of my favorite cards. I love deer. I have had a past life as a guardian of deer. I didn't know that until I was, how old was I when I did that? I did an online, a Zoom gathering with Alba Weinman, who is a very excellent I don't know if she calls herself a hypnotherapist or what, but she's a healer. And I did a Zoom event that she had online, and she let us to go to a past life and a future life. The past life that I went to was as a guardian of the deer. It was a beautiful life, and I got to see the ending of that life where I lived, and the door was open as I was taking my last breaths of life, and deer were coming through the door and coming up to me, and it was just beautiful. But even as a little kid, I just did not like hunting. Now, I know that we need to thin herds. In some areas, hunting is necessary or deer would take over. We had that one problem on an island in Maine, actually. And so there needs to be a balance, though. And when people do take another life, another soul, they need to be thankful. The Native Americans knew all about how to do that and how to be respectful when hunting. All right, I'm sorry, I forgot to say. Okay, positive thing to come is the cat. And then we have, what is the possible challenge? What is the possible challenge? My guides can get their message across no matter what, so I'm not worried about it. The future life, the future life that I went to when I was doing that online event with Alba, I looked like Gandalf in the Lord of the Rings movies. I was like an older man with long white hair and a long beard. I even had a staff, I believe, and I had my daughter with me, and we were on a spaceship, and my job was being a plant guardian. So I was guardian of the plants that, I don't know where we were going on the spaceship, because it was a very short, it wasn't like a 3-hour one. It was an online one, and it was very quick. She led us into that, and I think we may have only had like 10 minutes, and then she brought us back out, but it was basically just to see a glimpse of things. And our spaceship was being attacked, and my daughter and I were in the room where the plants were, the baby, they were like seedlings, and we were trying to protect them, and we managed to get away. The spaceship that we were in managed to get away, and I just, at the end of that, it was me saying to my daughter, we did it, we saved them, we came through, everything is okay. Not that any of you need to want to hear that or need to hear that or whatever, but it was just really interesting that Alba could do that over Zoom in a group, because I think we were spread out into like 5 per group, and then she did the incantation for us to, or the induction, excuse me, for us to go to past and then past and then future. If you haven't checked her out or you don't know who she is, she has a YouTube channel where she posts her hypnosis sessions, and there's a lot to be learned in there. Okay, so new beginnings. Focus on this. The goblin, the wounded human ego. This is when we let our egos get in the way and we make bad decisions because of egoic human nature. That's a 31, which is a 4. That's stability or stagnation. This we just had as what was the obstacle. In the reset, the goblin was our obstacle. In the new beginnings, the goblin is the focus. So let's see what Spirit has to say. Now is the time for self-evaluation and taking inventory before you take another step. The goblin represents the wounded ego and its influence. Dark, repressed areas of the psyche get triggered, either in you or warning you of a dynamic between you and someone else. So don't let your ego get in the way. It says do nothing, stay still, send loving energies to yourself and others, and remember the divine connection in all things. I talked about this in the very beginning of this video. The goblin will disappear and lose power when you focus on love and fairness. Okay, thank you, Spirit. So within that message, okay, so see how there's a lot written here. So when I have a book, I am guided. My guides basically will focus me in on what they want me to read from that message. Sometimes it's the whole message. This time it was where it starts, now is the time. So that's the part that I read. So focus on love and fairness. All right. Thank you, Spirit. My guides are so good. They never let me down. Okay. Lady of the Lake is let go of this. This is a number 8. This is mastery and infinity. Lady of the Lake, let go of this. Okay. Absolute truth, courage, self-respect, and responsibility. Let go of this. Okay. Let's see. Absolute truth. Right. Sometimes the truth is gray. It's not always black and white. This is a long, long message. Okay, Spirit. Okay, the Lady of the Lake represents the highest order of respect for yourself and the manner in which you operate within the world around you. She is the harsher element of truth, where denial is swept away by a tidal wave of events. In the ancient legend of Avalon, the Lady of the Lake presented Merlin with the Sword of Truth, which had been claimed by Arthur, who became High King of Britain. The magic that wielded this metal was fired by the will of the god and goddess. Consequently, when the Lady of the Lake appears, she demands nothing short of total truth and integrity. She asks you to be mindful of all the signs, signals, and omens that present themselves to you. Right now, what they're telling me is it's like the energy of all that glitters isn't gold. It's like know who you're trusting. Know who you're trusting. Let go of blindly following others. Thank you, Spirit. This is not the time to second guess. If a signal appears, be assured that a challenge has been presented. The challenge is going to be discernment. I'm not reading that. They're giving me that. That's not in the book. The challenge will be discernment. Okay? Moving forward without acknowledgement of the challenge will result in unnecessary difficulties. If the signal is to move, she pushes you to act. Do so, for a victory is imminent. Regardless of your question, the message is to take care when the Lady of the Lake appears, as serious business is at stake. Yeah, the serious business of discernment and not following others blindly, right? Seek the sword of truth within yourself, and great success will be yours. Have courage, for when the lady appears, the strength of Avalon is behind you in support of your quest for wholeness and abundance. Now they're saying some of you are too focused on finding your purpose. Some of you are too focused on wanting to know exactly what your purpose is. Okay, I'm going to spray King Arthur spray again. Let me just tune in to this message because it's complicated. When you focus so much on wanting to know your purpose, you're actually straying from the path that you're trying to be led to, okay? Because you're like a child stomping your feet saying, I want to know why I'm here. I want to know why I'm here. What is my purpose? What is my purpose? And our purposes, as I've said in other videos, as my guides have given me, our purposes change as we evolve and as we grow and as we are on Earth School and learning different lessons. we may have one purpose as a little kid and another purpose as a teenager and another purpose as a young adult. Our purpose is not always one thing. The one thing that is constant, though, is shining our light, okay? Just being who we are. And our purpose will present itself. We may not ever know what our purpose is until we cross over and then say, oh, okay, that's how I affected those people. That's why I was there. That's why I did that. All right, so letting go of the wanting and the questing about your purpose. Thank you, Spirit. And truth is not always absolute, okay? All right. They can bring a message across no matter what. And now look, Deer 22. The number 22 appears again. Gentleness and diplomacy. So the third card in this is embrace this. Gentleness and diplomacy. Embrace the energy of the Deer. That is such a beautiful card. Look how innocent that is. Another movie that I love that ties in with this was called Powder. I don't know if any of you have ever seen it. I believe I saw it back in the 80s. It was about an albino child that was taken care of by his grandparents and always lived in the basement because he was teased and the light hurt his eyes and all kinds of reasons. But then his grandparents pass away and the town finds out that he's there and this and that. And there is a scene where he loves animals and he's very connected to animals. They call him Powder because his white skin, whatnot. I don't even remember the actors that were in it. But there's a scene where he's with a bunch of people and this guy is taking them hunting and showing them how to shoot a deer. And after the deer is shot, the character Powder is completely overtaken by sadness. And he takes the hunter's hand and holds it on the deer so the hunter can feel what the deer is feeling. And the hunter feels fear and death and pain, and then he never hunts again. And the townspeople are like, what's wrong with this Powder? I don't know. I don't remember the whole thing. I don't even know if I could find it again. I used to have the VHS tape of it, but I don't have any of those anymore. Okay, for whatever reason, Spirit wanted me to tell you that. So, all right, let's move on. So, embracing the energy of the deer, gentleness and diplomacy. When the deer appears, it's a reminder for you to step gently on the path, for you're walking into a time when gentle movements and diplomacy are required. The deer's strength is in this quality. Make it your own, and know that your steps are successfully assured. It's important that you be gentle with yourself as well, for you may be heading into a period where you're unsure of your footing or just coming out of a difficult situation. Blend your personal energy with the deer's energy of gentleness and diplomacy. Walk softly and the way forward will be smooth. And remember, never mistake gentleness for weakness in yourself or others. I love that. Yeah. So, our wounded egos, right? I just want to recap. What happened to the... Whoops. Our wounded egos. It's the time for... We're going to self-evaluate. We're going to take inventory before taking another step. That ties in with going forward with gentleness, right? The Lady of the Lake, right? With the knowing that truth is not always absolute. And it's time for discernment. So this all ties right in because we need to be discerning when we're embracing gentleness and diplomacy, walking forth softly. Discern where you're going, okay? Look at where you are walking, what you are saying, what you are doing, how you are feeling. All right? So that you don't make a misstep, I'm hearing. All right. And the cat is, what is the positive thing to come? Independence and healthy boundaries. This is 18, which is a 9. Independence and healthy boundaries are to come when you use the discernment that you need, right? When you understand that you are wounded and that it's time to take inventory and take stock moving ahead. The cat reminds you of independence and to set healthy boundaries. Love with freedom. Do not look to own what you desire, for too much attachment can lead to loss. The cat lends you its power to live freely and to remember that the adventure is just beginning. Don't forget that the cat has 9 lives and always lands on its feet. 2025 is a 9 year, 9 lives. It manages to get up unscathed from a fall no matter what happens. On this leg of your journey, you will emerge safe and sound. Live freely, love without unhealthy attachment, and remember, with the cat as your companion, you may fully immerse yourself in life, for there will be many more lives to come. So being independent and being able to set healthy boundaries. This ties back into the discernment, right, that we need to use with that Lady of the Lake energy, right? We need to be discerning about what we're doing and who we're with, and we need to set healthy boundaries. And then a possible challenge is the Bard. That's number 7. 7s are reflection. Oh boy, this is a long one. This message is like 3 pages long. Possible challenges with these new beginnings for 2025. Music, poetry, myth, history, the enchantment of storytelling. Okay. This card represents music, storytelling, and the passing of truths, myths, and legends from generation to generation through the spoken word or song. And again, they're telling me discernment, right? Discernment. Truth is not always black and white. Here it comes in again, right? We have to use discernment with what we're believing, what we're seeing. Thank you, Spirit. They're saying on social media, even on YouTube, on TV, on the news, whatever, use your discernment. Walk carefully and softly and gently, right? Set your boundaries. Okay. When the Bard appears, you're asked to seek answers in your personal history. Go back into your own story and find the threads of the patterns in your reality and trace their length to the present. Perhaps you'll be surprised by how much of your past or that of your ancestors still weaves its influence on you today. Possible challenges are getting too caught up in that, right? When the Bard appears, he asks you to retrieve the stories woven in the past. Perhaps you need to learn about the history of someone or something important to your inquiry. The seeds of the future are always hidden in the soil of the past. Okay, and again, they're saying okay, thank you, Spirit. So what Spirit is saying is that some of us feel like, because my mother was like this, or my grandmother was like this, or my father, grandfather, whoever, I must be like this, or I must do this because they did this, or it could have to do with health situations, work situations, or just overall how you are. You are not anyone else. You are you. Perhaps it's time to listen to music and allow yourself to be carried into the land of memory and listen for its messages as the strings of your soul are strummed by the hand of the divine. Remember that the Bard appears to help you stay in tune with all that is. You are music and your story is sung in the heavens. Yes, your own story. So a possible challenge is getting too caught up in someone else's story and leaving your own story, right? Pulling you astray from your own path. All right, so new beginnings. New beginnings, we need to take the Goblin's message. Remember, was time to take stock, take inventory, look at yourself. we're focusing on what we've done and where we want to be, right? That Lady of the Lake was reminding you that all truths are not black and white. There is a gray area. And also, of course, I can't remember now. Using discernment, right? When going forward, using discernment. This is letting go of things that you can let go of and using discernment on what you keep. And we also had that kind of message in the reset. And then with the deer, embracing those qualities of gentleness and diplomacy, right? And with the cat, positive things to come are that you will be able to set those healthy boundaries, become more independent, not following someone else, okay? And then the Bard, of course, was telling us exactly that. We need to walk our own path. We need to live our own truth. We need to have our own story. We need to weave our own story into our own tapestry. All right. Well, I hope that these messages of resetting and new beginnings have helped you. I think it's funny that the goblin showed up in both of these in two different ways. That's just a reminder that truth isn't black and white and that we need to use discernment. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. All right. Going forward in positivity. Swan, grace. Yeah. We need to have grace. Grace under fire. Wasn't that a show? Grace under fire? Why am I... Yeah, we need to have grace when we're dealing with ourselves and anything, really. People, situations. Anything else? This is over an hour long. Gosh, those of you that have stuck it out for the hour, thank you so much. Swan. Grace. You who glides across the waters of my soul, bring me your wisdom and light. Help me transform into elegance and grace. Inspire me with dignity and the spirit of beauty. Yeah, I always think of this when that line, you who glides across the waters of my soul, it reminds me of your guides, the ones who love you that are in spirit, that are gliding across your soul. It can also remind me of those in the physical life that are your true lovers, partners, spouses, what have you, because that's who we most deal with in this life. So reminding us to have to notice beauty, to appreciate beauty, and to deal with things with grace, okay? The deer is very graceful, and that brings that to mind. Polar bear, mystic. Know that challenges make you stronger. Have faith when you face adversity. Take time to rest, dream, and renew your strength. Embrace your psychic abilities. You carry the shaman within. Yeah. We are all connected. We are all connected. That was a big message, right? Big message. Okay, everybody. Happy New Year. Happy reset. Happy new beginnings. If any of you would like a reading with me, I would be more than happy to do that. Just send me an email, and we can work that out over Zoom. Unless you live close to Shapley, Maine, where I am. I truly, truly honor you. Love you, respect you. I care about all of you. Thank you so very much for supporting my channel with views and likes and subscriptions. Peace and kindness every single day.